In the winding corridors of Port Charles, secrets are never far behind smiles, and even the warmest embraces may hide the cold truth of deception. At the center of this storm now stands Jocelyn Jacques, bright, determined, and recently recruited into the clandestine world of international espionage. But for Joss, balancing loyalty to her country and devotion to her family becomes a dangerous high-wire act, especially when her mother, Carly Spencer, unknowingly begins to tug on threads that could unravel everything. It all begins with a glance. Carly, ever the observant and fiercely protective matriarch, notices her daughter growing close to an unfamiliar man, Vaughn. Handsome, mature, and cloaked in just enough mystery to raise alarms, Vaughn is not someone Carly has seen before, and his presence sends a ripple through her intuition. She watches them from a distance, two figures leaning in too close at the cafe, walking side by side through the park with an ease that speaks of more than casual friendship. It's enough to stir the sharp instincts Carly has honed over years of navigating betrayals, heartbreaks, and business battles. Her daughter is hiding something. What Carly doesn't know, what she can't know, is that this new man is more than just a potential romantic partner. Vaughn is Jocelyn's WSB handler. A skilled operative himself, he's been stationed in Port Charles under deep cover as Joss's ally in a covert mission involving classified scientific intelligence and the strategic infiltration of the city's academic scene. Together, they're tasked with securing a highly sensitive research position for Professor Henry Dalton, a man whose environmental physics work is not only groundbreaking but of extreme interest to global intelligence agencies. For Jocelyn, this mission is her first real assignment, a trial by fire in a world she never imagined she'd enter. But she accepted the call, driven by a desire to make a difference and protect her loved ones in ways no one sees. And now, part of that mission involves maintaining the illusion of a relationship with Vaughn, an illusion that grows increasingly complex. Carly, of course, isn't fooled easily. She raises questions during dinner, nudges Joss about her recent absences, and even wonders aloud whether it's too soon for her daughter to be involved with someone again, especially after the traumatic loss of Dex Heller. Joss, caught in the crosshairs of maternal concern and national duty, is forced to lie, to smile and deflect, to pretend that her life is normal when every step she takes is weighted with risk. What complicates matters further is Jack Brennan. Cool, composed, and veiled in his own secrets, Brennan is not just Carly's friend and confidant, he's also the WSB liaison overseeing Joss's mission from the shadows. If Carly confides her suspicions in him, and she might, then Brennan will have to walk a perilous line. He must assure her, perhaps even manipulate her, without revealing that he's intimately involved in the web of secrets spinning around her daughter. His reassurances, while calming, will only deepen the betrayal when the truth surfaces. As for Vaughn, the lines between mission and reality begin to blur. Initially assigned to play the part of Jocelyn's boyfriend to shield her from exposure, he starts noticing her more closely. Her courage under pressure. Her unwavering resolve. The subtle flicker of conflict behind her eyes every time she dodges a question from her mother. And Joss sees him too, not just as a handler or partner, but as a man who listens, who understands the weight she carries, who shares it with her even in silence. The chemistry between them is undeniable. It began innocently enough. A teasing exchange during training, a shared joke during surveillance, a moment of breathless stillness when their hands brushed at the pier. Then came the beach. Vaughn, emerging from the surf, strong and radiant, with sunlight dancing on his skin. Joss, despite herself, stared a little too long. Vaughn noticed. And in that look, something shifted, an unspoken admission that this partnership might not remain just business. Their secret meetings grow more charged. The late-night planning sessions at Port Charles College turn into quiet conversations about fears, dreams, regrets. The mission remains their cover, but the connection beneath it is becoming more real each day. Still, they both know the stakes. If Carly finds out, if Brennan miscalculates, if the mission goes sideways, everything could implode. But it's Carly's intuition that remains the greatest threat, and the greatest hope. She knows her daughter better than anyone. And even as Joss insists there's nothing going on, that Vaughn is just a friend from school, Carly doesn't quite believe it. She sees the way Joss's eyes follow him, the way her voice shifts when she speaks about him. Something is happening. Something big. And Carly is determined to understand it. Unwittingly, Carly steps closer to the truth when she mentions her concerns to Brennan. His reaction is measured, thoughtful, perhaps too perfect. He urges patience, tells her that Joss is growing into her own and might need space. He even hints that Joss may be involved in something bigger than she can share just yet. Carly is left with more questions than answers, but her instincts are sharpening. Meanwhile, the facade of the pretend relationship continues. Vaughn and Joss are spotted together more often. They laugh in public, touch affectionately, kiss when they know they're being watched. The world sees two young people falling in love. Only a few know the truth. But even among the lies, something genuine begins to blossom, quietly, tentatively, dangerously. Each passing day brings new risks. A mission update. A chance encounter with someone who knows too much. A nearly intercepted message. Joss walks a knife's edge, and Vaughn walks beside her, no longer just as a protector, but as someone who might one day be more. She tries to remind herself that this is temporary. That emotions are liabilities in their world. But the heart rarely follows orders. Eventually, everything will come to light. Carly will learn the truth, about the WSB, about Brennan, about the fake romance that may not be so fake after all. And when that moment comes, the fallout will be swift and brutal. Trust will shatter. Bonds will break. The mother who only wanted to protect her daughter may feel more betrayed than ever before. And Joss will have to live with the knowledge that, in trying to serve a greater cause, she endangered the one person she never wanted to lie to. But for now, the game continues. The lies persist. The mission moves forward. And as Joss and Vaughn stand together beneath the growing storm, neither one can say for sure what's real anymore, or what might come next. Would you like to continue this storyline into a second article as the secret begins to unravel?